Afghanistan has long been a base for terrorists with ambitions for global jihad. According to various diplomatic sources, dozens of groups that have been present since the Taliban's last turn to power from 1996 to 2001 are again operational, looking for opportunities to expand their reach. Security across the country is virtually non-existent. Take a look.
Shortly after the fall of Kabul last year, several observers predicted a spike in terrorism. One of the most serious concerns voiced by Western observers was that under the Taliban, Afghanistan would become a haven for transnational terrorist groups. A year on, a transnational attack in the West from Afghanistan appears unlikely, but there are certainly reasons for concern. A UN intelligence report from June 2022 concluded that Al-Qaeda has established a foothold in the country and has an increased freedom of action.
The fact that Ayman al-Zawahiri was caught in Afghanistan is also testimony to the fact that the Taliban's promise of not letting Afghan soil be used for terrorist purposes against the Americans, that has also turned out to be false. So the Taliban are breaking one promise after the other.
There are several reasons behind Afghanistan's appeal to global terrorists. First, the instability in governance and the humanitarian and economic disasters in Afghanistan are distracting the West away from the growing security threats. Most diplomats are focused on human rights issues and the growing food and heating fuel scarcity as the winter approaches. Terrorists are able to conduct their operations and movement of personnel with ease across the country because no one is looking for them vigorously. Second, the struggle for power inside the current regime and among their fellow Islamist terrorists makes Afghanistan a pomegranate ripe for picking. The global leadership of ISIS likely thinks they can woo fighters from each of these groups and take over the nation when they are ready to. Third, it seems that once again Pakistan has convinced the gullible world leaders that Pakistani security services can handle counter-terrorism in South Asia and keep it under control, even though they are the primary sustainers of it. It is clear now, based on the uptick in terrorist activity in Afghanistan and Pakistan, the promises made to NATO nations will not come to fruition.
Sections in America, they have been saying, especially their defense forces, they have been saying that Pakistanis, they pretend that they are aligned with the United States and yet they have been harming American interests.
To date, there have been no major plots linked to the country, but only 1 year has passed since the Taliban seized power. That may be too short to build the facilities and smuggling and recruitment networks that are necessary to wage a transnational campaign. The threat may increase as time passes. Moreover, Afghanistan's regional neighbors and the international community are concerned that the Taliban may be unable or unwilling to take effective action against terrorist groups. All of this being the case, an increased transnational terrorist threat from Afghanistan cannot be ruled out in the medium and long term.